Hi everyone, Brian here, and I get a lot of questions from people just like you asking if it's possible to buy I-bonds from a bank. And the answer is yes, you can. But if for any reason you don't know what I-bonds are, then I highly suggest you watch the video in the link up above or in the description down below. In answering the question about buying I-bonds outside of Treasury Direct, there's both good and bad news with the answer. There's been a lot of press around this fintech app called Yotta offering its customers a way to buy I-bonds outside of using Treasury Direct. This news is sort of a catch-22 because I can't stand behind Yotta as a savings or investment platform because it seems a bit game-like. There are a lot of reviews on Yotta that you can research on your own, but the premise behind Yotta is that they are not a bank. They are a platform that works with banks to offer you banking services. They offer rates that are higher than the average bank, but nothing like the top high-yield savings accounts that I cover in some of my other videos. As a company, Yotta takes a cut of the interest that they are making off of your money to pay for themselves and then also to offer up some weekly prizes. The intent is to make saving money more like a game, or some might say gambling, in hopes that a person can win one of the weekly prizes. The more money you save and the more services that you use, like their debit card, then the more tickets you earn that are leveraged in picking winners of both the cash and prizes. It seems like an interesting concept, but I do not use them personally, and it seems a bit gimmicky to me. All this despite the fact that it has some rather big name investors that stand behind it, and I'm certain many of you probably recognize at least one of them. Yotta has somehow managed to do what no other bank or financial service exchange has figured out, and that is to offer a new way to buy I-bonds outside of Treasury Direct. A person can set up a separate bucket within their Yotta account to purchase I-bonds. Now, this doesn't give you the option of buying more than the 10,000 direct order limit. All the same rules of Treasury Direct still apply here when buying the I-bonds. As I said earlier, there is good and bad news associated with the option of buying I-bonds outside of Treasury Direct. In my opinion, the bad news is that the alternative option for buying I-bonds is only offered by having an account with Yotta. Me personally, I would not set up an account with Yotta solely to buy I-bonds. As cumbersome as Treasury Direct is, once you set it up, the only major hassle is having your password occasionally locking you out or having to fill out paperwork. However, I do see some serious upside from the news with Yotta offering this service. By them offering customers the option to buy I-bonds, they have received a ton of press coverage, and they now stand out as having a very small competitive advantage that they didn't have previously. Well, guess what? Competition in the financial world is fierce, so I can guarantee you that other banks and institutions are going to figure out how to offer the same service within probably 6 months. Which is clutch because inflation and the rate on I-bonds will continue to be high for a minimum of the next 6 months. So getting back to the original question about an option for buying I-bonds outside of Treasury Direct, yes, there is an option to buy I-bonds using the app Yotta, but I can't say that's a great option to have. I'd love to hear in the comments below of anyone that's used Yotta to buy your I-bonds and how that process worked out. Thanks so much for watching the video, and please, be smart with your money.